I wonder, do you believe in coincidences, or do you think some things are planned to happen? I wanted to give you an update on the situation in India. Now, if you've been watching our news, opening any mainstream newspaper, tuning into any of the lamestream broadcast channels, you can't have helped but see all the different sort of apocalyptic stories about India. Fundamentally, the four horsemen of the apocalypse are in a permanent circle over the Indian state. And yet, why might this be, and what does the data tell us? Well, if you look at this, which is the latest data I've got from the Johns Hopkins University, so this is factual data, and it shows new confirmed COVID-19 deaths per million. And as you can see, the Indian state of India has had a resurgence and you can see it there. Fundamentally, the chart goes back to January, by the way, so it doesn't show you what happened in 2020. But anyway, there's India, just slightly above Sweden, certainly above the UK at this point, but well below Italy or France. I don't keep seeing news stories about how Italy and France are absolute apocalypse, but for some reason India, which has got a population of 1.36 billion, it's at the epicenter of the news cycle. And furthermore, you can see, actually, if you check the orange line, which is the UK line, look at the deaths per million in the UK in January and compare that to India now. And again, ask yourself, why might this be? I wonder what the reason for this might be. Why would the media be so focused on a situation in India, which actually, in relative terms, is really not that bad? Now, we could talk about this, but because it's YouTube, we probably can't. So instead, I'm going to talk about this. And this is really the whole point of everything that you've seen. And it's about this reported that in Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, has lost in the key state election of West Bengal. You can see that as COVID grips India. Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't grip India the way it gripped the UK. But anyway, if we read into this here, you sort of discern the essence of the story. So it talks about the fact that the Indian Prime Minister has suffered a rare political defeat in a key state election amidst signs of a voter backlash over his handling of the coronavirus disaster. Notice the pejorative words, coronavirus disaster, as his country records a record number of deaths. Yeah, and yet so much less than the UK. And this is the thing, the globalist elite, they wanted Trump out, and they got Trump out. And coronavirus did play a significant role in that, along with a few other things which we can't talk about. And they also want Narendra Modi out. That's what people need to understand. Why was that? Well, Trump and Modi actually had quite a good axis of cooperation between the United States and India. But when Trump was gone, I think the guns have been turned, metaphorically, onto Modi. It's not as bad as it could be. So it talks about the fact that he was expected to make significant gains in West Bengal, one of the few states where the BJP doesn't have a majority, but instead Mamata Banerjee, a powerful regional politician and prominent Modi critic, won a third term. Well, big D, whoop D, so what? Talks about the fact that, by the way, in terms of this apparent rejection of the BJP, it got 75 seats compared to 2016 when it got 3. So hey, if this is a BJP defeat, can't wait to see what a BJP win looks like. And obviously, this was not a BJP stronghold, but that's really incidental. The fact is, this guy here in the middle of the screen that you can see, this is the guy that they want to damage, and they want ultimately to be removed. That's what people need to understand. It's a political narrative as much as a health narrative, just as it was in the United States. Now, for so many reasons, I believe that it's in our interests that Modi stays ensconced as Prime Minister in India. I think by and large he's done a lot of good. Had things worked out differently last year with the advent of COVID, I actually would have been in India to meet with some of the BJP people I know and other thinkers across in India. Who knows, that occasion may yet come. But just to put on record my continued support for Prime Minister Modi. I fully see what the Western media are trying to do. They're trying to, again, I'll leave you with this as I finish. They're trying to present this chart as an apocalypse for India. And as you can see, if there was any apocalypse, it sure as heck wasn't in India. But that doesn't matter. This is about damaging, political damage. I don't believe that they will succeed, but you never can tell. And were Modi to fall, I think that would be very bad for democracy all around the world. Anyway, folks, that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the thread below, and I'll catch up with you folks soon.